Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome back to Super Smash Bros. The main project, you might say. After all of my extra videos in a much later game in Super Smash Bros. We have finally started with Let's Playing the first game. How it all got started. Last time was the tutorial episode. Today we are going to get started with the main gist of the game, the one player mode, which I'm going to use to cover all of the characters in this game and also to unlock everything in the game, with the exception of two things, but pretty much everything is actually unlocked here in one player mode. The single player variant of Super Smash Bros. But first, before we get started, we're going to cover the character data, like I've promised. Every single time I'm going to be playing as a different character in the one player game, and before I do, I will actually cover that character here. Of course, starting off with Mario. Although the best known as the mustachioed plumber who battles the Turtle Tribe with his distinct jumping action, this internationally famous hero has also acted as a referee, a driver and even a doctor. He's been linked to Princess Peach of the Mushroom Kingdom for years, but to this day their true relationship remains a mystery. Yeah, just watch the Mario Bros movie, you'll know enough. This guy, of course, very famous games. He is, of course, Nintendo's main man. He's the mascot of Nintendo, you might say. Of course, I'm going to get started with him. As you can see, just like with versus mode, you can pick any character. However, that is not all. Because, of course, this mode actually also has a couple of options. One of them is actually setting the time on either 5 minutes or infinite. I think having it on 5 minutes is more than enough. But you also have a difficulty setting here, as you can see, ranging from very easy to very hard. Perhaps my plan for this Let's Play is to actually show off every single one of these while going through here. Let's start off with very easy. And the further and further we get in the project, the higher and higher I will set this difficulty. And that might be a good idea. However, that's actually not the only setting, as you can see. There's also a stock option here, but I think I'll leave that on default to get started. As you can see at the top of the screen, we have a little pathway towards the end, starting off with stage 1 against Link. And it does not matter who you're playing yourself, the order of these characters will actually always be the same. So even if you're playing Link, you will also be fighting against Link. It will just be a different colored one, in order to keep yourself apart with the computer player. Alright, there we go. That was Link. And at the end of every match you will actually get yourself a couple of special bonuses. They're all pretty simple things, like using no items, doing it really quickly so you get speed bonus, doing it without getting damaged so you get no damage bonus. Stuff like that. But then stage 2 happens and things get a little bit more interesting, because now it's not one-on-one anymore, it's actually 1 versus 18. 18 Yoshis. However, we do get a handicap, as you can see. These guys do fall off the stage really quickly. We do need to beat 18 of them. Which is interesting, because in Yoshi's story there's only a handful of colored Yoshis. I'm pretty sure it's not this many. But it is pretty fun how they actually thought of this. No, there's an egg over here. Oh! Interesting way to fly off the stage. Right, 4 more. You can see at the top of the screen there, number of Yoshi pictures will actually show off how many you still need to do. You being the final one, so let's throw you off. And win stage 2. Throwdown. Stage 3 against Fox McCloud. One of the more awesome stages in this game, Sector Z. Let's go beat up a fox. No, don't you use Reflect on me. It's one of Fox's special moves. The Reflect can actually reflect projectile attacks. Anyway, let's go see if we can get you off the stage quickly. It is one of the biggest stages in this game, so it's usually the hardest one to send your opponents flying. Perhaps this stuff can help. Beam Sword! Bye! Mario and his lightsaber. Awesome. And then we move on to the first bonus stage in this game. Break the targets. Let's go crash up all of these targets. Because that's pretty obviously the goal here. And these are indeed the same ones you actually find in the main menu as well. If I pause the game, you'll actually get a zoom out of the entire stage. So you can see where all of the targets are basically. And that way plan yourself a route in order to get every single one of them quite quickly. Mario's of course being one of the easiest ones. Even here in the bonus stages, the game considers him the first character you're probably going to use. And that is how the bonus stages work. There's actually 2 different ones. Every single character will have a unique stage, so you can look forward to that. And then we move on to stage 4, which is actually against the Mario Brothers. A 2 versus 2 match, the first team battle in this game. Mario of course being a recolor because of me playing as Mario myself. And we also have Luigi here. Which is interesting, because Luigi's not a character in this game, isn't he? We saw all 8 of the characters in the opening cutscene. And in the character select screen, there's no Luigi here. But interestingly enough, the game does give him here in this one-player mode. Oh, as if I'm able to actually keep a secret from you guys. You should know better. But anyway, once both of them are down, you win the match. And if your teammate's still around, you will actually get the true friend bonus. Which is worth a lot, as you can see, so you're definitely going to want to make sure your teammate stays alive. Alright, for stage 5 we're going to move on to Saffron City, so we can beat up Pikachu, the representative of Pokemon in this game. We've seen this stage quite a lot in Smash Ultimate already, so I'm not going to pretend this is new for some of you guys. But it originates from this game, obviously. Alright, and there he goes. Let's go taunt in the end, because I can actually show off a different bonus. The moment you actually end the match in a taunt, you will get the fighter stance bonus. And this is more of a gimmicky bonus, because as you can see it's not worth a lot, but still. It's fun to get. Alright, next up is another special match compared to the team matches we did earlier against the Yoshi team and the Mario Brothers. But this time we actually fight against a giant character. Giant Donkey Kong, but it is going to be 3 against 1, so we hopefully have a little bit more of a chance to win. As you can see, it takes quite a lot of damage before this guy can be launched. Making this probably the most difficult match so far. Oh, and my teammate Yoshi managed to kill himself. So we're not going to get the team bonus this time around. Because just like with the Mario Brothers, this actually also gives you a bonus if all of your teammates are still alive in the end. Oh, there's a heart container here. Let's make sure I grab it. It's actually able to heal all of your damage. So if the giant Donkey Kong was able to get one, he would have healed himself fully. But anyway, let's go move on to the second bonus stage, Board the Platforms. Let's pause the game so you can see how it looks. Comparable to Break the Targets, we once again need to get 10 of them. However, this time around we're not breaking stuff, but we're actually landing on stuff. Every time we land on a platform, it actually activates and it counts towards our counter. Ow! Yeah, whoever said platforming is not a thing in a fighting game? Of course it is. Some of these can actually be pretty tricky, if I need to be honest. Even here in Mario stage you can already see the platforming is quite complex already. But Mario's is probably one of the easiest ones. These ones can get pretty challenging. These are probably more challenging than the Break the Target ones. But also ones we need to complete at some point. Alright, next up we're going to face another team. This time the Kirby team. Making use of all of the Kirby hats. Also a famous thing in Smash Brothers. The Kirby hat. The neutral special attack of Kirby is actually being able to suck up enemies. Comparable to how he actually uses copy abilities in this game. And for every single character in this game, Kirby actually has a unique copy ability where he's able to steal the neutral attack of the other characters, and that was an interesting way to kill yourself. Oh, computer players can be such idiots. But anyway, every single one of the copy abilities that appear in this game, you need to face here in this Kirby stage. And if you're able to actually beat them in the order they appear in, you will actually also receive a special bonus here. As you can see, Kirby ranks. Also worth 25,000 points. So also something you're going to want to try to go for. And that is pretty obvious. Next up is the final regular stage in the game. The only character we did not face yet, and that is Samus Aran, our famous little space bounty hunter. Played on the awesome Planet Zabbit stage, complete with acid. No, you don't. You're not going to kick me. My favorite thing to do here in this stage is actually trying to beat Samus with the acid, therefore not throwing her off the stage myself, but actually making sure she lands in the acid and that way falls off. As you can see here in this stage, the acid will gradually go higher and higher, even up to a point where it reaches the stage itself. But getting the computer player off with the acid is probably the most fun thing to do here. And of course, even that will give you a special bonus, acid clear, as you can see over here. Oh, and the jackpot bonus you actually receive if you have the same number in your damage. I finished the stage with 33% damage and therefore I get the jackpot. But then we actually move on to a very special fight against Metal Mario. A character that does not even appear in the regular game, only here in one-player game. But that's nothing new, we also saw Giant Donkey Kong and Luigi. There's unique characters here in the one-player game, that's actually pretty interesting. But comparable to Giant Donkey Kong, because of him being metal, it actually takes quite a lot of damage before you can make him fly. As you can see over here, he's already way above 100%, and yet he still has a hard time flying. But he also has a hard time jumping, so the moment you get him off the stage, you usually also end up winning. Time for the final bonus stage in this game, Race to the Finish. Even though this is not a unique stage like Break the Targets and Board the Platforms, this stage is actually for all of the characters the same one, so you don't have to play this one separately, but it is actually required to reach the end if you want the maximum bonus. You actually don't have to beat this stage in order to advance. All of the bonus stages are optional, so you don't have to worry about losing a stock if you actually fail one of the bonus stages, falling off the stage in the case of Break the Targets and Board the Platforms, and in this case running out of time, or getting killed by the opponents you actually find here. You're still allowed to advance, but you won't get the bonus. That's pretty much the gist of the bonus stages. But speaking of all of these weird characters we actually saw here, they did not appear here for nothing, because the next stage is going to be against them. The Fighting Polygon team they are called. Polygon variants of all of the fighters in this game. Can you recognize them all? As you can see here we have a Donkey Kong. This guy is supposed to represent Kirby, and this is a Yoshi. So it is pretty easy to actually recognize all of them. But they are actually all representing regular characters in the game. Their only downside is the fact that they actually don't use any special moves, and therefore also don't have any recovery moves. So if you get it over the endless pit, they're usually defeated. And compared to all of the other team battles we did against the Yoshi team and the Kirby team as well, they are also easily launched, as you can see. They have a pretty high damage ratio, which is only fair because we do need to face 30 of them, so it would be unfair if they actually used the same settings as us. Oh, one of them actually got the Starman, making him invincible. This is Samus one. But of course, it runs out, so the moment the Starman is out, we can still knock off this fake Samus. Now here's a Maximum Tomato. It's able to heal 100% of your damage. And I'm pretty sure there's also a bonus for collecting 3 of them in the stage. You'll see that right now, because this was the final one, so we win. I'm pretty sure there is a bonus for that. Yeah, indeed, vegetarian, that's the one I mean. If you actually grab 3 Maximum Tomatoes in a stage, you'll get vegetarian bonus. But enough about the bonuses, let's go talk about the final boss of this game. It's only the second part of this Let's Play and we're already facing the final boss. Say hello to Master Hand. The guy who actually plays around with the dolls, as you might have seen in the cutscene. All of the characters were just dolls who actually came to life. All because of the Master Hand. But now we're going to beat this very guy who brought us to life. Unlike the other fights in this game, and this is an HP fight as you can see. Master Hand were not able to launch, get off the stage, this guy we just need to drag down. Make him run out of stamina, as HP battles are officially called in Super Smash Bros. Stamina. He of course comes with a wide array of attacks. Of course all attacks that I know by this point, so pretty easily avoided for me. Here on very easy, he actually does not move very fast, so it's also pretty easily avoided. The lower he gets in damage, the stronger his attacks actually become. Some of the attacks actually get expanded the moment he loses more HP. But we'll probably see more about that in the higher difficulties. Yeah, like this one for instance. He actually shoots 3 cannons this time instead of only 1. But in the end, especially here on very easy, it's not very hard to take him down. And the moment he goes down, you win 1-player game. That is how it works. You'll receive the final couple of bonuses. Some of them actually appear in red. Those are actually total game bonuses, like very easy clear. Which is of course the lowest one of all. You also have a no miss clear if you actually beat all of the stages without losing a single stock. Actually racking up your no miss combo up to ×11. You also receive the no miss clear bonus. And Speed Demon if you're able to do it fast enough, under 10 minutes in game time. And you can imagine if you actually beat the game on higher difficulties, you will actually receive easy clear, normal clear, up to very hard clear. And there's also a 4th red bonus, that's actually the no damage clear. If you're able to beat the game without getting a single point of damage, you will actually receive that one, but I think that one is pretty much impossible to get, so don't mind me if I actually don't receive that one. But anyway, once you've beaten the game, everything returns to normal. The Master Hand is done playing with its dolls. And we receive the end credits, which I'm of course going to skip for now. You can actually press start to speed it up a little bit. Only once we're truly done, only then we'll take a look at this. Incredible! And if you're able to beat the game with more than 1,000,000 points, you will actually receive an incredible instead of a congratulations. And a unique victory screen. In the case of Mario, he'll just be running around with a flag, saying number 1 and you are great. A pretty basic one. But like I said, it's a unique victory screen for every single character in the game. There's a unique screen you can get, and therefore also worth completing the game, you might say. In order to see every single one of these character screens. Well, and that was it for today. So, hope you enjoyed, and let's go close off. Or maybe we'll receive the first hidden character in this game. Not a very big surprise, because you did see 4 question marks in the character select. But if you beat the game for the first time, you'll actually receive the first unlockable character in the famous warning challenger approaching screen. Which actually become way more epic in Super Smash Bros. Melee and onward. But let's go fight this character. In order to unlock a new character in this game, you first need to beat it. And it looks like the Blue Falcon has stopped here in Smash and delivers Captain Falcon to the Super Smash Bros. Roster. However, this guy is actually not going to be set on very easy difficulty, so actually beating him is probably going to take a little bit more effort than our very easy mode just now. But I should be able to take this guy on. I fought more Falcons in my life. It would be nice if he actually also dies because of the acid. And it looks like... yeah, there he goes. So, you can now use Captain Falcon, collector of space race trophies. Well, not in my projects. I'm pretty sure Falcon did not win a whole lot of trophies yet in my F-Zero projects. But anyway, we actually unlock Captain Falcon. Unfortunately, it does not come with his own stage yet, but we actually can fight with a new character now. Let's go use him immediately. In our first stock match here in versus mode. Let's put the damage ratio a little bit higher so we can actually get this fight done quicker. But let's go show off Captain Falcon. Sure. And let's go fight against, Donkey Kong. Because of the one-player game actually making use of set opponents, and Captain Falcon and the other unlockable characters actually not being a part of that, we'll not be seeing Captain Falcon a whole lot in the game, so allow me to actually use him in this little versus mode. That's actually a plan I'm trying to input in all of the unlockable characters in this game. Because of them actually not appearing in the one-player game, I will actually do all of these little versus matches in between the moment we unlock them to still give them a chance to shine. But of course we'll also be seeing them the moment I start playing with them in one-player game. Because that of course I also will still do. Even though they won't appear as computer opponents in one-player game, I will still use them to clear one-player game, of course. They are also going to get their turn. But anyway, that was my first show off of Captain Falcon, the first unlockable character in this game, you might say. But also, not a surprise to find out there's more of them. As you can see, 3 more. But if you actually take a close look on them, you'll see their shapes already. Even though they're blurred out, but you can see the shapes of the characters, so you can kind of guess who they are going to be. Might be fun to try to guess who they are if you're not familiar with the game. But anyway, see you folks next time, and we'll continue with a new character in one-player game. Continuing our little adventure in Smash. Treecks out.